Hello again. Today we're going to go over Command Opportunities Part 2. We're going to pick up right where we left off in Part 1. So the next step is going to be how to initiate the document checklist for an opportunity, how to create a Docusign room for an opportunity, and how to add documents to a Docusign room. So to get started, as we covered in the last video, please go to agent.kw.com. Hopefully you've done this all in the same setting and are still actually in the window we left off on in the last one. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully you're looking at this right here. If you're not, go back and watch the end of the last video and catch up so that you're here in the details, on the details page in Command for the opportunity. The next step is going to be clicking Document tab at the top, kind of in the middle of the page right here. On the left-hand side, you'll see a Pick Checklist Type. You need to click on the little triangle and choose the type of transaction you are currently working on. Once you choose the transaction type, you'll see a list of document names come up on your right. These are actually document placeholders. There are no documents here to fill out, complete, add signatures to. They're just names so that it's like a checklist, so you know which documents are required, which ones are conditionally required. As you upload them, you'll notice that the status here will actually change to uploaded, so you'll know when you've added them. So to begin with, go over to the side and click on Start a Transaction on the right side, then choose DocuSign. Once you've chosen DocuSign, a new tab will open up at the top, taking you into DocuSign. It'll make you log in typically if it's the first time you've logged in for the day. Not normally, it won't make you log in a second time, just if it's the first time that day. When the room opens, it defaults to the Documents tab, and a room is the same thing as, or is equivalent to, a loop in .loop. So we've just created a room for this specific opportunity, aka transaction. The next step you need to do is click on Details at the top on the left. This is the information for this specific transaction. We want to try to add as much information in here as possible so that hopefully some of the fields will autofill in the documents that we're fixing to add after this step. So to begin with, click Edit at the top on the right, and now you'll notice that all the fields have become editable. I'm going to go ahead and change my opportunity name or room information name to the property address, because I did not change my opportunity name in Command. Forgot to, but I want to go ahead and just do it now since I just realized. You've got all these different fields here. You can fill in as many of them as you have information for. Just going to fill in a couple real quick. The rest of these really pertain to a contract, except for maybe the property details at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put in seller's information. A seller 2 field, and then you've got listing agent. That. Oops. Okay, so once you've made all the changes or completed all the fields that you want to, the bottom on the right is the Save button. Once you've clicked Save, scroll back up to the top and choose the Documents tab to the right of the Details tab. Go over to the far right and click the Add button and choose Docusign Forms. When the window or the box comes open to choose your forms, you need to it's easiest if you drop down the top menu and choose form groups. This is actually groups mean that the forms are broken up into different types of transactions, and so it's easier to find the forms or automatically grab the forms that you need to put in this transaction. If you need a form that's not a typical regular everyday form that you would add to a transaction, you just need to go down to either the listing miscellaneous forms or the buyer miscellaneous forms, and that should have the rest of the documents that we currently have available in Docusign. We also have an all forms folder or group, and that is equivalent to the KW Green Meadow folder we had in templates in Dotloop. So I'm going to go ahead and choose listing residential, and I've got my list of documents here that most frequently used. Check the circle next to each one of the documents that you want to add. You may notice in this listing residential folder there is a KW21 buyer broker service agreement. This is an error on Docusign's part. They named all of our forms and accidentally named this one buyer broker service agreement instead of seller file review disclosure, which is what it technically is. So when you see this in the listing folder, we all know that that's not a listing document. That hopefully will trigger you to remember that this is actually the seller file review disclosure. Once you've selected all the documents you want to add to the room, click Add, the bottom on the right. And now you'll see all the documents that we just checked added to the documents in the room. If you need to go back in and add more, you can always go and hit Add, Docusign Forms, change it to Group. Let's see. Add the wire fraud advisory and then click Add. Okay, so now we have our forms. The next step is going to be to click on each one of these documents one by one and complete the information that's required in the form. So just click on it and it's going to open up and allow us to edit or add information to the document. I typically start at the first field, and you can actually tab through as needed. You're welcome to use your mouse to click on each field if you would like. Once you've finished up all the fields on the form, go ahead and click Save and Close, and then proceed to the next form. Continue doing that until you've completed all the forms that you added to the room, and then tune in with us on the next video for Command Opportunities Part 3, and we will go over adding these to an envelope and sending them to our client to get signed. As always, if you have a question or need help, you can call me or text me at 405-625-5129, or you can reach out to me by email at greenmeadowtech@kw.com.